morning, Foxback. Welcome back to the Fox Den. Welcome back to the vlog, and welcome to another acid tree. We need to have a little conversation about something that, for some reason, people just try to keep defending. So it's kind of a little bit of a rant video, but I'll include some extra footage, so you guys do have some extra footage in this vlog other than just me ranting about another car part. First of all, if you've seen the last video, I mentioned my hurt wrist. Yep, it's not good. So basically what it is, now I'm no doctor or anything, but what I was told, it's the scaphoid bone or whatever the hell it's called, and it's one of the worst bones that you can actually injure. There's a 90% chance it will heal and a 10% chance it won't heal. If it doesn't heal, which it probably won't because that's just my luck, it will require some kind of surgery. So I don't know. Basically what happened is I was on the ATV and hit a stump and the handlebar snapped back and kind of whammed my hand and also bent it really far, which actually sprained it. The sprain is fine now, but it actually fractured that bone, so now I'm screwed. And of course it's my right hand, so I'm gonna be very limited on what I can do the rest of the summer now. Just wonderful. So 6 to 8 weeks in this cast, and then another 6, if everything goes well, another 6 to 8 weeks in a smaller cast. So maybe by mid-November I'll be out of the cast. This is just great, isn't it? I'm really pissed off about it. That's writing for you, though. And on another note, before we get started here, I have been looking for a new sled. Now, I have two I'm trying to sell, and I'm going to try and get my dream sled, which is a Yamaha RX-1. 1000cc, 1.1 liter, 4-cylinder, 150 plus horsepower, 4-stroke, fast ass sled. It has a sports bike engine in it. So awesome. Dual exhaust. So I just figured I'd mention that. We do have some awesome sled content coming this winter once I'm all healed up, and hopefully we'll have an RX-1 by then, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, you guys are just here for the G, so let's talk about this, because it needs to be talked about. For whatever reason, people seem to think that short ram intakes are great for your VQ. Alright, I'll try to stay serious about this, to be honest. So I know I'm going to get a lot of people that get offended by this, but what's there to be offended about? It's just straight logic and facts as to why you should not install short ram intakes on your VQ or G37, whatever. So I always get people messaging me asking me if they're good. I always get people messaging me telling me, oh, they're fine. They've never had a problem with heat soak, and they beat a stock G37 just by a little bit. What are you doing? Short ram intakes are the absolute worst mod. Not in my opinion, they are the worst possible mod besides a straight pipe that you can put on a VQ. And I'm going to explain why, so you guys have the correct knowledge to mod your VQ and you buy the right parts for it that are actually going to make power. First of all, short ram intakes make less power than stock intakes, and let me explain why. This has been dyno proven and has been preached about by all the major tuners of these cars. So these are long tube intakes. They come off the throttle bodies, go all the way to the front of the car right there, with a splash shield, of course, just like that. And you can see them. And naturally, you will get the coolest intake air temps possible, because all that air that's hitting the front of the car is going to go in those intakes, and they're in front of the radiator. When you install short ram intakes, they come to about here. Now here's why they make less power than stock. What's right next to your intake? The radiator fan and the radiator on both sides. There's two fans. What happens when the car gets hot or you're running your AC? The fans kick on. And it's not just when your fans are on, it's also when air's blowing across the radiator. The air just comes through naturally, all that hot air coming from your radiator, and we all know how hot these engines get, and it comes right into your engine bay. What's sitting there? Your intake. And not only that, you have headers. Now, even if you have heat shields on your headers, there's still heat that comes up through there, and it just rises, hits the hood, and then gets sucked right in those intakes. The intake air temps with short rams are always well above 120 degrees, and you are making less power than stock. I don't know what people are claiming when they say that they beat a stock G and all they have is short ram intakes. I will admit that short ram intakes do eliminate the restrictions of the stock intakes. However, it's been dyno proven many times they make less power than stock. It's just how it is. This is a hot engine bay, and you're just asking for problems with those, and you're throwing away your money. You're not making power. So you can say whatever you want. You can't argue with logic and facts. It's just how it is. Don't put short ram intakes on your VQ. Don't waste your money. Don't get the K&N Typhoons. Nothing. Get yourself some nice long tube intakes. I don't care if you get cheap ass Ching Chong intakes. Just make sure they're long tube intakes. I mean, not only do the short rams make less power, but they also make it a nightmare for tuning. If you follow Admin Tuning on Instagram, you will see he always preaches about this. And I'll actually put in a little clip right here of what he has to say about that.
Stop making your tuner tune your car with short rims. It's March. It's 70 degrees in California right now. And this kids' intake temperatures are still 110 degrees with only it being 70 degrees outside. It makes tuning anything a nightmare for no gains at all. The car doesn't make more power with short rims. The car makes more power with stock airboxes than with short rims. It's not worth it. Do not do this to yourself. Do not do this to the person that's tuning your car. It's taken me longer to get a clean pass out of this G35 than it would for me to tune a supercharged car, a turbo car, nitrous car. It is literally using up more time than what we even charge for an all motor tune. Just to recap, stock airboxes or true cold air intake. Not even gonna have to push my shit. Buy the admin intakes if you want. But at least come with stock airboxes, Z1 intakes, Gen 3s, admins. Just no short rams. Stop it.
So there you go. I mean, it's just logic. It's just what happens. You get all the heat from the radiator coming right to here where the intake would be, and your heat from the header. It's just coming up, and the general heat from the engine. And when your hood's closed, it's just the heat's just all sitting up here. And even if the car's moving, you're still having all the heat blasting in from the radiator from the wind on the front of the car. There's just no arguing in that. And I don't understand why people always think that, you know, the short rams are fine. They're just not. They're a waste of money. And I'm not making this video just to hate on short ram intakes. I'm making this video to help you guys choose the right intakes for your VQ. Long tubes just draw in all the coolest air possible. They're great for tuning. And when you drive this thing in cool temperatures versus hot temperatures, you feel it. Because these things, especially in the wintertime, they just pull in freezing cold air. And this thing loves it. I got some great 0 to 60 times in this thing in the wintertime compared to summertime. Wow, all my clips are falling off. What the hell? Oh, well, I got 50 other ones. So yeah, don't buy short ram intakes for your VQ. And like I said, I'm not making this video just to hate on short rams and blast the people that say they're good. I'm just trying to educate you guys and help you buy the right parts for your VQ. That's all it is. I'm here to help you guys, and I'm no expert, but I'm just sharing my experience and what I've learned in the last 2 years of having this car. So there you go. No short rams, get long tube intakes. That's it. End of discussion. Now in other news, the G just hit 130,000 miles. Huge milestone. And no, haven't done the gallery gasket, but here's the thing about the gallery gasket. It doesn't have, I feel like the gallery gasket is kind of over hyped, I would say, or over exaggerated. It doesn't have, I'm not saying you shouldn't replace your gallery gasket. You absolutely should, just to be safe. But the reality is the gallery gasket doesn't happen to everybody. It's more common on the manual Gs versus the automatic Gs, and it just doesn't happen to everybody. It's kind of hit or miss. Most VQs don't have the issue, but there is that percentage that does. It's just a known issue. But you should still absolutely do it. I'm going to do it eventually because I do want to be safe. I just mentioned that because I've had a lot of people message me and ask me about it when I posted about it the other day, saying this thing hit 130K, and it's been fine. And here's the thing, if there was a problem with the gasket, and as you guys know, I recently got retuned, Monsef, my tuner, would have said something to me because he can see the oil pressure. If there was a problem, he would have told me, because he does tell you if you have an issue, and he didn't say anything when I got retuned, so everything is fine. With that being said, let's do an oil change, shall we? Show you guys what oil I use, and yeah, just a nice chill little vlog. Apologize, there's not a lot of content lately, especially with this going on. Alright, so this is the oil that I use. I get asked about this all the time. It's Redline ester oil, and unlike the Nissan oil, it is actually synthetic oil. So this is what I like to use, especially with the flame map and, you know, the engine being higher mileage. And this is the first oil change that I've done since getting the flame map, so I'm curious to see kind of how it is on, you know, inside there. So we'll see how that goes. And then I have the K&N oil filter, which normally I use the Mobil 1 oil filters, but they don't have them anymore. The only way you can get them is through third-party sellers. This is all ordered through Amazon, of course. So yeah, I had to opt for this. So we'll see how it is. And it's got that wrench off thing on there, which if you need to use that, that's kind of ridiculous. You should not be that dumb to put your oil filters so tight to the point where you have to use that wrench off thing. This is a gallon, and then I get an additional quart, which I have over there. I have little bottles, which you'll see in a minute. So yeah, let's change this oil, and we'll see how it looks too, because we did use the flame map quite a bit, and I'm a little overdue to change the oil as far as the flame map goes. So yeah, let's get to work and do it with one hand. Oh yeah, it's dark. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can't see it here, but it's pretty dark. Overdue flame map oil change, that's what you get. It's a little fuely, not terrible, but it's definitely dark. I'll tell you what, this oil smells like ass. This oil really stinks. So these come in 1 gallon bottles, and a gallon is 4 quarts. So you buy that extra quart bottle, and then even a little bit after that, because it's actually slightly over 5 quarts in this thing. So right now it's showing that it's too much oil. So what we're going to do is start it up, and then let the oil kind of start circulating, and you'd be surprised how much the oil level will actually go down on the initial startup, because it's got to work its way through the filter and all that good stuff. So I'm going to put the fill cap back on, and then we'll let it run for a minute, and then I will check the level again and see if it needs more. And while we're doing this, I always like to go under the car and make sure the filter's not leaking and things like that. You just never know. Alright, we'll shut it off now and check it again. Now, since I was so overdue for a change, the engine definitely sounds slightly more refined. This ester oil really does work to help quiet your engine. It doesn't get rid of every, you know, little tick and all that, especially on a higher mileage engine, but it does work. The main point is that it's really good for extreme heat, which the VQ does. So that's why I use it, because of how hot this engine gets. It likes to stick to parts a lot more. And our level is absolutely spot on, right in the middle. So let it run for a couple more minutes, let the oil kind of thin out, and then we'll check it one last time. And then if no adjustments are needed, we'll be good to go. Alright, let's go ahead and check the oil one last time. I have let the car idle for about 4 minutes, something like that, and it's perfect. So I only had to add 5 quarts, exactly 5 quarts. So just because it says it takes 5.2 quarts doesn't mean you're putting 5.2 quarts in it, because sometimes there's just oil in the engine that you just can't get out. So it turns out it was 0.2 quarts that I didn't have to put in. If I would have put in more, it would have been overfilled. So I mean, it's right in the middle of the dipstick. So we are done. Do one final check, make sure that new filter isn't leaking, and then we will be good. And I'll tell you what, if you have a flame map, definitely stay on top of your oil, because I was overdue as far as the flame map is concerned, and this thing definitely sounds quieter than it did before I changed it. So I think I'm gonna be a little bit better about that from now on. So that's gonna wrap up today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the boring uploads lately. It's just, there hasn't been much to film, and now that I have this, it's a real problem. But I'm gonna do my best to get some videos out that are more entertaining than this was. However, this is a good video to make, to try and help you guys choose the right parts for your G, and you got to see me change my oil. I figured, why not film it? Be kind of cool because it was the first oil change with the flame map, and yeah, I gotta definitely stay on top of that because the engine is a little bit quieter than it was than before I changed the oil. So if you have a flame map, make sure you stay on top of that, and I'm definitely gonna be a little bit more careful with that. It just got a little overdue. I mean, this just happened, but I won't let it happen again. Like I said, Yamaha RX-1 is on the way. I am so excited. It's my dream sled. I know a lot of you guys are here, you know, mostly for the G, but still, it's gonna happen. That sled's gonna be nuts coming this winter, and hopefully by then my arm will be fine. Hopefully I won't need surgery or anything like that. Lots of content on the way, and I do have more G37 video ideas. There are more parts coming for the G. Just please be patient with me. Money's just tight right now, and things are just hard now that I have this. But by the beginning of next year, we will start getting more parts for this thing and more mods. We are still going full bolt-on. Don't forget to subscribe, join the Fox Pack today, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when we do something stupid. Follow Racing Club at Silver Fox Racing Group and me on Instagram at Silver Fox G37 so you can see all the behind the scenes of the Acid Tree. Don't forget to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. We are growing so fast. We are getting so close to 900 subscribers. This time last year, I had actually I didn't even have my channel started at this time last year, but either way, hard to believe, in under a year, we've reached almost 900 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. If this channel gets big enough, we will seriously be doing some crazy, oh man, I'm really hyped. And once again, don't put short rams on your VQ. There's no more arguing with it. If you're gonna send me a message on Instagram, it's gonna be ignored. There's no reason to argue. It's plain facts and logic. Remember, life's too short to stay stuck, and it's only legal if you get caught. Stay facts.